All right, looks like we're ready to multiply and divide integers. Lesson 8. Very, very different than our adding and subtracting rules. So hopefully we can keep them all straight. That's going to be our key. The rules for multiplying integers, first of all, unlike adding and subtracting, when it came to adding, sometimes we added the numbers and sometimes we didn't. We're always going to multiply. We're not going to sometimes multiply, sometimes divide. We're just going to always multiply. And here's our simple rule. We multiply the numbers as if they were just regular numbers, but it's deciding whether or not the answer should be positive or negative. That is our focus for multiplying and dividing integers. So if there are an even number of negative signs in the problem, then the product will be positive. For example, negative 20 times negative 7, that's two negative numbers. The number 2 is an even number, so we have a positive answer. It's kind of like in English. You're not supposed to use double negatives in your sentences. That's improper grammar. Like you wouldn't say, I don't never go to the movies. Because two negatives kind of cancel each other out. The same is true here. When you're multiplying two numbers that are negative, your answer will be positive. But that's not true if they're both positive. Here we have two positive numbers. We have no negative signs. That's considered even, so our answer remains positive. Okay, if we have an odd number of negative signs. In our first example, we have one negative, negative 4. 12 times 4 is 48, because we always multiply. But deciding whether our answer is a negative or positive is our job. So we have one negative number. That's an odd number. So that's why our answer will also be negative. Okay? So let's look at this other example. Negative 25 times 10. Well, 25 times 10 is 250. There's an odd number because there's only one, so my answer will be negative. Okay, let's look at dividing. It's exactly the same, except that instead of multiplying the numbers, we're going to divide them. So 50 divided by 5 is 10. There are two negatives. That's an even number, so our answer is positive. 70 divided by negative 10. Well, 70 divided by 10 is 7. We have one negative number, so our answer will also be negative. Negative 88 divided by 11. 88 divided by 11 is 8. We have only one negative sign, so our answer will be negative. So I know normally we have just two numbers that we're multiplying or two numbers that we're dividing. But even if we had a really long problem and we don't even know what the numbers are, let's decide whether we're going to have a negative answer or a positive answer. So if we had a negative times positive times a positive times a positive times a negative times a negative times a negative times a positive. Everybody think for a minute. Will our answer be negative or will our answer be positive? So what we're looking for is how many negative signs are there? Well, let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is 4 odd or even? That's right, 4 is even. If there's an even number of negative signs, it's positive. So our answer to this problem would be a positive answer. All right, time for some practice.